Today I don't want to talk to you about how difficult the world of work is or how we are all always in a rush. I want to talk to you about a possibility. The possibility to stop, take a deep breath and rediscover a connection that we have forgotten, the one with the earth, with the soil. And we are talking precisely about producing this soil, this fertile soil. There is, in fact, an agricultural activity that has always existed, but that until today no one has ever explained to you how it can be transformed into a bridge toward your freedom. An activity that you can start with just 20 square meters and that doesn't ask you to sacrifice your days, but only 1 hour of your time every 2 weeks. I'm not talking about a hobby, but about a way to reclaim your time while nature works for you. I'm talking about vermiculture. I actually don't know if it's the right name because no one knows this cultivation, not cultivation, is this livestock. For those who don't know me, I am Alessandro De Luca, I am the co-founder of Rendita Agricola, and together with my wife Valentina Cerretani, we have already helped more than 3,000 people rediscover their independence by moving from the frenzy of the city to the peace of a sustainable agricultural activity. Today, I want to show you how this black gold, as I like to call it, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will understand shortly, can become the first step toward building your dream. There is a story that I love to tell, and it concerns Charles Darwin. We all know him for the theory of evolution, right? So for his journeys. But do you know what he dedicated the last book of his life to? The earthworms. Darwin had understood something fundamental that today we often ignore. These small beings are the true architects of the planet. Without them, there would be no fertile soil. Without them, life as we know it would not exist. He observed them for hours, fascinated by their silent industriousness. Today, in a world that moves at 1,000 miles an hour and relies on chemistry to force the soil to produce, we have the opportunity to return to that wisdom. Starting a vermiculture activity is not only a way to create extra income, it is a way to become guardians of fertility. It is a way to produce fertile soil ourselves on which we can cultivate. It is the wonderful feeling, in my opinion, of knowing that you are caring for the planet centimeter by centimeter while the outside world is shouting. In your corner of land, a miracle is happening. The transformation of waste into pure life, into what is called humus. In fact, this black gold, the humus, can be produced by feeding earthworms all kinds of waste. Food scraps, branches, shredded pruning residues, wood shavings, straw, manure. Whatever it is, they transform it into fertile soil. The humus, the black gold. Many people often give up on the agricultural dream because they think about tractors, debts, and a back broken by working under the sun. But professional vermiculture is different. It is, let's call it, a gentle activity. It requires an initial investment that is almost symbolic. We are talking about less than 500 euros, which is less than what many people spend on a new smartphone that will be outdated in a year. Here, instead, you invest in something alive that grows and multiplies and gives you independence. And today, with everything that constantly happens in the world, and it's not just this last missiles launched these days or things like that, because things are constantly happening all over the world, producing your own fertility is a very important step toward freedom. Furthermore, the real wealth it offers you is not only economic. You can sell this humus and earn money from it, but the real wealth it gives you is time. Let me give you an example. In my farm, I have a vermiculture activity in Tuscany, but I am often far away from my farm. I do not live where the farm is, and I go there only 3 or 4 times a year. How is it that possible? Because the system, if set up correctly, is almost completely autonomous. Earthworms do not go on vacation. They do not strike. They do not need you to be there every morning at 6 o'clock to check on them. You simply need to create the right structures for them, and then every 15 or 20 days you dedicate 1 hour to them. Or you can also go there once per month or more if you want with the right structure. In my case, I send a person who does this work once every 15-20 days. You check that they are doing well. You give them food, mature manure for example, which for many is a disposal problem, but for you becomes the nourishment of your tireless workers, and then you go back to your life. This is partly the concept of rendita agricola, to make nature work alongside you, not against you, to give you outputs of very high value, such as fertile soil in this case. There is something magical, in my opinion, in seeing how life generates more life. In vermiculture, we use a structure that we call the mother box, which is the real nursery of earthworms. It continuously produces worms. Earthworms are hermaphrodites, which means that each individual is ready to give life to new beings. They meet, they create a small cocoon, I think is the name, and after a few weeks, your population doubles. If you have 1000 earthworms today, I will explain it in a non-technical way. Valentina, who has a degree in biological sciences, might get hungry with me, but let's not tell her. Our earthworm friends meet, and in less than 20 days they give birth to new worms. So if you have 1000 today, in a few weeks your population doubles, triples, explodes in a silent abundance, because they repeat this process constantly. It is the power of compound interest applied to nature. You start with a few thousand worms, and without doing anything exhausting, you find yourself with a living capital that grows every day. And then there is humus. It has the scent of the forest. It has an intense black color, and it is the most powerful fertilizer that exists. I have no doubts in making this statement because I see the results it produces when used. It is not promoted by the media, who knows why. Try asking yourself a few questions. Since it is produced basically at zero cost, and by using it you no longer need 1700 different chemical fertilizers, or even those sold as organic but that are not really natural. And besides, it is a 3-in-1 product. But I will talk about that in a moment. For now, imagine having such an exceptional product. Imagine being able to give it as a gift to your neighbors or relatives or friends who like to cultivate. Imagine seeing the balconies of your city flourish because of your humus. The people to whom you sold that product growing their flowers, basil, strawberries, whatever they want. Or imagine selling it to those who, like you, have understood that chemistry has exhausted the soil. There is a deep satisfaction, in my opinion, in producing something that benefits everything it touches. This path is for those who feel that the traditional system is no longer enough. It is for those who want to start from zero even without owning land. Because if you have a courtyard and a small garden, even a paved area that you do not use, you have everything you need. And it is perfect also for those who already have a farm or a garden and want to close the circle, transforming their own waste, feeding their animals with natural proteins, for example, feeding their chickens with the worms we produce ourselves, regenerating their soil. For me, this is the ultimate peace of mind, because you waste nothing and you enhance everything. But attention, precisely because it is a dream and it is wonderful, it must be protected. Nature has its own laws and they cannot be improvised. Many fail because they think it is enough to throw worms on a pile of manure, cover it with a tarp, make a long manure pile and leave it there. That is not vermiculture. That is not living a dream. That is creating a mess that will only make you lose time and money. There is a biology to respect. You must know how to protect them from light, how to manage humidity, how to ensure that with the correct nutrition you obtain a truly high quality product and not just partially composted manure as unfortunately many realities do today. You must know how not to stress them, the earthworms, with the wrong food. Many use techniques that are not correct, but once you learn the language of the earth, everything becomes simple. It is like learning to play a musical instrument. At first you study the sheet music, then the music flows on its own. No? The world is changing. People are looking for truth. They are looking for real sustainability. They are looking for ways to free themselves from systems that no longer belong to us. Vermiculture is a door slightly open toward that world. We decided to document every single step of this journey in our training programs and in the content we create for our audience, precisely to show you how to build your independence 1 square meter at a time. If you feel that this is the moment to plant your seed, if you want to stop watching others live their freedom and start building yours, this could be your moment. Humus, as I mentioned earlier, is an exceptional product. It is a 3-in-1 product, as I always say. And perhaps this is also one of the reasons why the media does not talk about it so enthusiastically. First of all, humus is already complete soil. So you can put in a pot and plant anything in it. Strawberries, cabbages, zucchini, tomatoes, whatever you want, and you can grow directly in it. Better than potting soil you find in the supermarket. I can assure you. You have to try. And this is something very important to understand, because some people have even spread the rumor that humus burns roots. Let's forget about such nonsense. As I said, it is a 3-in-1 product. It has fertilizer, soil amendment, and it adds microorganisms to the soil. Which means that if you have a garden, a wet field, or anything else, and you want to nourish your soil to obtain better harvests and healthier plants, you can recreate a high quality ecosystem. Do you want soil that does not constantly need fertilization year after year? Using humus gives an immediate boost of nutrients. It can be applied in solid form on the soil or in liquid form through fertile irrigation. You can transform humus into liquid with very simple systems and apply it with a pump or sprayer. Even on balcony plants or indoor plants. It is odorless, smellless, okay? It has no smell. And completely safe for animals, children and people inside the house. And this is not a small thing. Many people keep beautiful plants indoors using store-bought fertilizers and soil. Let's leave it there. Another important point, humus is also a soil amendment, which means that it improves the structure of the soil. This is why in soil restoration projects, when land is so exhausted that it no longer produces, humus is used to restore fertility. There must be a reason, right? It is rich in microorganisms and life. So, microorganisms are what allow our plants to grow and thrive. Without microorganisms, there is no life, no plants, no fruits, nothing. Humus brings life back into the soil, and therefore we obtain more production, better quality products, healthier soils. It is truly a 3-in-1 product: fertilizer, amendment, and rich of microorganisms. In my opinion, every grower, hobbyist or professional, large farm or small garden, should have a vermiculture activity, or at least use humus, because you have an exceptional product that you can use in your activity. It reduces costs, it creates extra income through the sale of humus, and there are many ways to sell it. You can sell it in small bags of 1 kilos, 5 kilos, 10 kilos, 20 kilos, for people who have small gardens, balcony plants or indoor cultivation, or you can sell it in bulk to large farms. They distribute it on their fields. Vineyards appreciate it a lot. We also use it extensively for wheat and cereal growers and large agricultural areas. The worms themselves also become an exceptional ally. If you have chickens, you can feed them worms. You can release worms into your soil to enrich it with life. And you can sell worms as well to fishing shops, reptile stores, poultry farms. There are many markets for worms. Now, in the description, you will find other free resources. We are doing more videos also for this activity. So, thank you for staying with me until this point. If you liked this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. It's really important. And maybe telling me what your dream connected to the earth is and what you think about this activity. Yes, I read everything and I will reply as soon as possible. Okay, guys? See you in the next video.